Hey guys, welcome back. It's Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're actually going to do 2 back-to-back Star Wars videos.
Yay.
This doesn't happen, but there actually is more news trickling out now about Episode 9. And before Lucasfilm can move on to Episode 9, of course, they have to bury the body or put The Last Jedi to bed.
Yeah.
And move beyond The Last Jedi.
I actually wanted to do this article because there were some parts in it that I was rather amused by. But this is comicbook.com. So, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker cast and crew reportedly made peace with the Last Jedi Backlash.
They made peace with it. It sounds like it was a crime, a hate crime, and they had to make peace with it. So before we get into this, please subscribe to CLOWNFISH TV.
Yes, please do.
Geeky would appreciate it if you subscribe to CLOWNFISH TV. Everyone's been really awesome this week. Our subs have gone up. That helps our channel grow and helps us make more content.
I'll brush hair in your honor.
Yeah, she'll brush hair. You'll brush hair?
I have dolls. I'll brush the dolls in their honor.
Okay, just specify who you're brushing.
That's for you. That's for you. Anyway.
Okay.
So this article, yeah, this gets funny. Go ahead, you can read the first part. I want to read the part that I want to talk about.
Okay, so yeah, they made peace with it. It's a very short article, so we can probably read the whole thing here. Star Wars The Last Jedi delivered fans the continued adventures of Luke Skywalker.
Oh, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, the continued adventures of Luke Skywalker. He's dead. He's dead.
And they kicked him a few times too.
They kicked him before he died. Did they make peace with murdering Luke Skywalker? Marking his first significant screen presence since we saw him in Return of the Jedi, making it a highly anticipated event in the world of fandom, with that film depicting him as a former hero who had fallen from grace, in addition to other creative choices made by writer-director Rian Johnson. The movie earned a strongly divisive reaction from audiences.
No kidding.
The effects of which continue to be felt to this day. Yeah, ask Lucasfilm how they felt about Solo. The backlash made a heavy impact on the film's cast and crew, with one journalist noting that the impact of that reception seemingly had been settled before filming Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. This is talking about the dude from Vanity Fair. We did a video about the article last night.
He's kind of... Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Vanity Fair journalist Lev Grossman recently published a massive article, it was like way long, about his experience interviewing the cast and crew of the upcoming film, and participated in a Reddit AMA. Man, he's really milking this, isn't he?
I get that vibe from him. Anyway.
About his experience. One fan asked if he noticed the backlash had any effect on the individuals he spoke with. I didn't hear a lot about the fan backlash, to be honest, he replied. I got the sense people had made their peace with him. Mostly people seemed emotionally wrung out. Filming this movie was intense for them. It was a big part of their lives, and they kind of can't believe it's over.
But they're also not supposed to say anything. I mean, I guarantee you, because when they were on stage at Celebration, I'm assuming he meant Celebration, right?
Yeah, I think so.
When they were on stage, you could tell, because Kathleen Kennedy was there and J.J. Abrams was there, and it was basically like, don't say anything. They were like, can I say something? And they look at them. So I'm sure they weren't allowed to say anything, even if they had opinions, they weren't allowed to share them.
Well, I think, with this, is kind of like you look at, I did a video yesterday on ESPN and Disney, how they're kind of coming back and being like, you guys can't be so freaking political. We want people to subscribe to ESPN, watch ESPN. We want people to come back for episode 9 of Star Wars. I think they're just trying to bury the body. I think they just want to pretend, it happened, but it didn't happen.
Now, to be fair, Star Wars has always been political, but it hasn't been as overtly political as the last movie. I wouldn't say political as much as it was Star Wars, The Last Jedi was the last gender studies, I mean, it was basically
Star Wars, the last gender studies.
It was pretty much what it was. But, I just think this is funny because it gets funny. So this is where it gets interesting, okay? So they're saying negative reactions from fans didn't have any impact on The Last Jedi's box office.
Bullshit.
Because people all said the same thing. If I had known, I went to the opening weekend, if I had known it was going to suck so bad, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Additionally, unless social media is your primary source of human interaction, most Star Wars fans are oblivious to the vocal minority of fans who've created petitions demanding the film be erased from history, or the racist and sexist remarks that have been lobbed at members of the film's cast.
What?
Well, I mean, there are petitions, but there are no, I will admit there are some people who have made comments that are racist and sexist, but the majority the strong majority of fans are not those people.
No.
And if you are making those comments, that's not okay.
No.
But the majority of people aren't those people. Now it gets better, okay?
It gets better.
It gets better. Wait.
It gets better.
It
Wait
goes without saying that there are many fans who dislike the film for justifiable reasons. Thank you. There's there's fans who have good reasons. Okay, great. Though it's more ignorant fans who give all critics of the film a bad name. Additionally, when speaking to anyone who disliked the film, you'll find numerous examples of what they didn't like, making it difficult to pin the critiques on just one aspect of the film.
What?
Because the film had many things wrong with it.
And somebody points out in the comments, which we'll talk about.
Yes, I like this person. They said everything I said. Go ahead.
No matter what fans didn't like or how loudly they proclaimed it, Director J.J. Abrams confirmed that the backlash didn't impact the development and of the Rise of Skywalker in any capacity.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. I think Bob Iger was like, okay, guys.
He's been saying stuff that makes me think that that's exactly what happened.
I think Lucasfilm is doubling down, saying, we're not making a movie for us. We're not making a movie to please the fans. Bob Iger, who has come out and said, I think this is going to please the fans, as the CEO of the most powerful entertainment company on the planet, he wants Star Wars to make a shit ton of money. Mm-hmm. He's going to be like, you guys need to fix it.
Well, the fact that he said anything at all about how he thinks that's going to bring fans back, why would he say that if there wasn't an order from on high saying to fix the damn thing? Why would he come out and say that? There'd be no reason for him to say that. He wouldn't need to say that.
Right.
So, bullshit. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I think that every movie is its own movie, and obviously this is a trilogy.
How can every movie be its own movie, but it's a trilogy? I mean, yes, every movie is its own movie, but it is a trilogy. So a trilogy would mean what?
It's 3 movies with a connective thread between them, and right now it's a disjointed mess. 2 movies that really just tonally are very different from each other, and I don't know how they're gonna save it.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, trilogy. Trilogy means it's a 3-part story. That usually means it's an overarching story that goes over in 3 parts. So it's like, a beginning, a middle, and end. This was totally disjointed. These were separate movies. They completely were separate movies. It was
yeah. So I mean, this is one of these. I call this like a non-article, because you see these all the time on these comic book sites where they have to pad content. And it's like, this is a non-article, like, hey, here's one throwaway line. Let's make 3 paragraphs about it, throw it up, and get some ad revenue.
Yeah, that's right. Someone calls that out in the comments as well.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did. Something similar to that. Yeah, go ahead. So, go ahead and read the comments.
Here's a
comments are great. I love the comments.
Here he quoted,
I like this Adam guy.
Additionally, when speaking to anyone who disliked the film, you find numerous examples of what they didn't like, making it difficult to pin the critiques on one aspect. Here's the thing that'll blow your mind. People disliked multiple things about the film.
That's right. Why does it have to be one aspect? There is not one aspect. There is several things wrong with this movie. Who says it has to be one thing wrong? There's lots of things wrong with this movie. Yeah,
I mean, I think the problems people have with the movie, some people feel more strongly about some of the issues than others. Of course, my biggest complaint is just that they completely assassinated the character of Luke Skywalker. Mm-hmm. Like, they build him up and build him up. The Force Awakens was a giant space penis tease.
What's the space penises?
Well, I don't know, because we were talking about it last night. But about Luke Skywalker, we're finally going to get to see him, and then we see him, and he's just a colossal disappointment.
Well, that's what gets me. It's like, why is it? And this is a critique about movies in general as of late. This goes back to the gender studies thing. Why is it that to make a character, to make a female, usually a female character, it could be male, but usually it's a female character, to make them better, the chosen one, more important, you have to belittle the male characters that came before it to make them fall from grace so that they're no longer chosen ones, so the new chosen one's here. Like they did it in Ghostbusters where they're like, all the men were made to be stupid or moron, or stupid or asshats. Mm. And in this one, they took the male characters that were good in the first movie and they made them jerks for no reason, and this one are weak or whatever, and they ruined Luke because we have to because Rey's the chosen one now, so we have to make Luke bad. So you don't want Luke, you want Rey. Doesn't work that way. It just pisses people off. Why couldn't Luke still be good training Rey? Because he's older. You don't need to ruin him to further Rey. You know what I mean? And that's the thing I keep seeing in these movies. We have to destroy all the male characters to make the female characters somehow more. And as a woman, I find that insulting. I want to. steel sharpens steel, people. I want to compete with somebody on equal footing. I wouldn't want somebody to have a handicap just to make me, handicap a character just to make my character better.
Right. I don't understand it either. I think it's kind of like, wouldn't you rather brag about, winning fair and square, you know? This comment though, this goes back to what
Good
we
job,
said.
Kevin.
Yeah, this Kevin, you're awesome. Kevin's got 16,500 points. So he quotes, it goes without saying that there are many fans who dislike the film for justifiable reasons, though it's more ignorant fans who give all critics of the film a bad name. I would agree with that, but Kevin says this, and we pointed this out.
I have a clap for Kevin.
Thank you for this. I have long grown used to this site saying this site, comicbook.com and Comic Book Resources and all these other blogs, saying that I and others who dislike The Last Jedi were merely sexist and racist. Yes, there are people like that. The same people claiming Captain Marvel was a flop despite the box office because they heard rumors of empty theaters and those attacking Batwoman. And there were those that went, Batwoman.
I'm sorry, Kevin, I still applaud you for the first comment, but the rest kind of just goes on. But
yeah, okay. So, and there were those that went way too far attacking actors.
Yeah, that goes on about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So,
well, no. I think this is a good point, though. There are those of us who hate the film because of the plot holes and other issues, and with the Game of Thrones haters being treated as completely justified.
That's true.
And even more extreme reactions. I remember mocking articles about The Last Jedi petition on this site, but other than the comment, not seeing writers on the site mock the Game of Thrones fans doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Right. It's nice to see that people are acknowledging that you aren't a racist or bigot just for disliking The Last Jedi. Kevin, you get some applause. And Game of Thrones, and we talked about this in another video, two other videos actually. The Game of Thrones haters are being treated completely differently from Last Jedi haters, even though a lot of the complaints are the same complaints.
Right.
Character assassination, WTF plot holes and plot twists, and just a very rushed, kind of feeling, and things that were not explained, and yada yada. They had a petition with 1 million signatures to redo the last season of Game of Thrones. They were not mocked like Star Wars fans when they were asking for the same thing.
Right.
So there is definitely a
in
double
both
standard.
cases, they're not going to redo it just because you signed a petition. I'm sorry, guys. They're not going to. But, so there's other comments on here. But, yeah, they're basically saying the same things we did, which was when you read this article, he's like, so not everybody who hates it is these things. Exactly. Now, are there people that go the extremes? There are. And those people are very few and far between. That is the vocal minority. You might have a handful of people who go too far.
Yeah, it's never okay, no matter how disgusted you are with, things happening in pop culture, whatever, sports, anything you're a fan of, to personally attack or threaten people associated with the show, associated with the movie, never cool. But then the flip side is, a lot of those, now this is what's different with The Last Jedi, especially, a lot of the people behind the camera, behind the scenes, were actually proactively attacking the fans.
Right.
It wasn't like they were defending themselves. It was like immediately, well, if you don't like my movie, you're a man baby.
Well, that's what happens. People don't even listen to what your reasons. Like, I happened the other day. Again, when I mentioned that guy calling me the names and telling me I internalized misogyny, he didn't ask me why I didn't like The Last Jedi. He didn't ask what my reasons were or anything, because there is a plethora of reasons to choose from that aren't anything to do with gender issues. Immediately, it's because I'm an internalized misogynist that I hate it. And it's like, no, I like strong female characters, but I like real strong female characters, not whatever you gave us for that. And I don't think the story had too many plot holes. It was too cringy in a lot of places. They ruined Luke, and there's a lot of things they didn't have to do. And it just seemed like a completely different. It didn't even fit with the Force Awakens. I mean, it didn't even fit together, which is a whole nother argument.
Yeah, that was. I mean, if it was an organic continuation of the Force Awakens, but there were so many questions that were set up.
Yeah, they didn't answer anything.
And then now they have to backpedal. And now they have to explain the First Order, which they talked about in the Vanity Fair article. Now they have to bring the Knights of Ren in. So all the stuff that they should have done in the second act. They explained all of this stuff because Rian Johnson just sidestepped everything they set up in the first movie.
And made it all about gender studies. I'm sorry, but that's what they did.
Yeah.
But beyond the gender issues, there are many reasons not like this film. I said nothing about why I didn't like it, just that I didn't like it. And immediately, I had internalized misogyny. There's no such thing as internalized misogyny if you're a woman. then you've internalized misandry if you're a man. That's stupid. And it's like, you know,
I hate my own testicles.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I hate my boobs. No, I just, there's, you know, no, and you didn't even know my reasons. You just immediately assumed, and that's what I think we're talking about here. Is there, you're right? You cannot not like it. If you don't like it, there's automatically assumptions made about you as a person because people like this guy and comicbook.com, these other websites have told everyone that the only people who don't like this movie are people who have something wrong with them, and that is absolute garbage, and it's BS. There are lots of reasons to like this movie that have nothing to do with gender, even though gender was one of the reasons I hate this movie.
So here's the thing. Now, we talked before about how Bob Iger came out and said that the fans will like Rise of Skywalker, even though J.J. Abrams is like, well, we didn't take any of that into consideration when we filmed the movie. But Bob Iger is concerned about the bottom line. Bob Iger wants people to love Star Wars because he wants them to spend money. And really a big part of that now for Disney is the theme parks. Now, Disney bet heavy on the sequels. The sequel trilogy, because they greenlit Galaxy's Edge when The Force Awakens became a huge hit. That, if people haven't made peace with The Last Jedi yet, I have to wonder if this isn't going to come back and kind of bite them.
Yeah, I found this yesterday because we were big theme park people, and I thought this was interesting.
So this is someone who's actually been into Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. That it does open next week.
Right, but they were doing like friends and family events, and they had some influencers in there and stuff too.
Influencers.
Yeah, we didn't invite us.
Well, this person will probably never be invited back because
I think they're being honest, and you should be allowed to be honest. If that's what you're there for, you should be allowed to be honest.
Not much. This is Jayhawk, who there's the band. Jayhawk has actually been to Galaxy's Edge from 4 to 8 p.m. Not much of the Star Wars land was the classic Star Wars I hope to experience supports the universe by Rian Johnson rather than Lucas.
Are we surprised by this though? Because Disney owns this. Of course they're going to push this. Now they have said repeatedly that they're making sure they take elements from everything, even Clone Wars, Rebels, whatever it is, they're taking elements from it and putting it in.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make sure they hit like every potential Star Wars fandom. I mean, I think it's going to be a huge hit anyway because, you know, look at Pandora and Animal Kingdom. Like, a lot of people have totally forgotten about Avatar. A lot of people didn't like Avatar.
I didn't even watch the whole thing.
Even though it was a huge hit at the time. Yeah, you didn't watch Avatar. And it's still incredibly popular because, you know, the land is well done and the rides are good.
The ride's really cool.
You know, the rides are cool. But he's not really giving it. He's like, the architecture's impressive. It gets an A. The immersiveness is only a C.
That surprises me, actually.
That does
everything
surprise
I'm
me.
hearing, I think I'd give it a little higher than that.
The interactive app gets a D. The Millennium Falcon ride only gets a B. I'm really surprised about that. The Cantina service gets an F.
That doesn't surprise me. The food looks a little weird.
And the blue milk gets a B. He did not try the green milk. He didn't try the green milk.
Which they do have blue and green milk, and they're both fruity. But it's funny because it's like, you know, I don't think anybody... I'm not surprised by the fact it went more with the new movies than it was the old movies. But, you know...
This is why they want you to love the sequel trilogy. And I think, you know, even if J.J. Abrams is like, nuh-uh, we didn't listen to those man babies when we made episode 9, Bob Iger's probably like, you'd better listen to the customers. And because we're seeing it about face on ESPN, I think we're going to see the same kind of change at Marvel Comics. In fact, Marvel Comics terminated one of their Star Wars writers because he was out there on Twitter making really shitty political remarks day after day after day after day.
Okay, you're allowed to have your opinions, but when it becomes it's all you talk about and you make it your personal mission, like you think you have a special platform that you are allowed to make your personal mission to harass people, that is problematic for a company.
Yeah, a company is trying to make money, and they're like, oh my god, our sales are tanking. ESPN was losing subs. Solo bombed at the box office. It lost money. It's the first Star Wars movie to actually lose money, and I think they're really worried about Galaxy's Edge, especially being based on the sequels more than the original trilogy.
Yeah. And I mean, in Disney, they won't let you say things that are bad. That's like the kryptonite to them.
That is their bad press.
We know for a fact. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, and this is it. So they want you to drop some serious coin at this Galaxy's Edge. And, you know, if people don't have good feelings about the sequel trilogy, they might not be willing to spend $200 on a build your own lightsaber. I think the ones they have now at Star Tours are only like what, 20, 25 bucks?
No, they're more than that, but they're like 40 or 50, I think.
Yeah, but they're not $200.
But like 200. Now I think this is like an actual blade, but I don't think it retracts or anything like that. And you get a case.
It's a light up one.
Yeah, you get a case with it and everything else too. I actually did a story on this before. So you get a case with it and everything else too, and you get 4 choices of what you want the theme to be of your lightsaber. Oh, and then beyond that, beyond your $200 price tag here, you can go to Doc Ondars and you can buy accessories to add onto it for more expense.
Lightsaber bling. $200.
Yes.
For a lightsaber.
$100
bucks for a droid.
And you can do it an R series or a BB series.
Oh my god. $150 for DJ Rex. Although I gotta tell you,
I sent you it.
I gotta tell you, the one thing I'm really excited about with Galaxy's Edge is they're bringing Rex back, Captain Rex from the original version of Star Tours, Pee Wee Herman. Paul Rubens did his voice, and I'm actually really excited about that. And that's probably the most excited I am about anything in this edition.
60 for a 3PO that cries, "What's going on?" when you rip his head off. That's fun. 42 for a mug.
$42 for a mug.
That better be one hell of a mug.
$32 for a Porg mug you can get with a Cliff Dweller cocktail at the cantina.
Wow.
So people are already complaining about how high the prices are going to be at Galaxy's Edge. I mean, that's like way more than the Harry Potter wands. So yeah, do they want you to get over The Last Jedi? They actually, yeah, of course they do, because they want you to get over The Last Jedi, drop $200 plus on a lightsaber. They want you to walk out there spending $1,000 a head at Galaxy's Edge, and I absolutely believe that there was corporate mandate to make sure that
I'm 100% sure
Rise of Skywalker is going to be a fan pleaser. Do I think they're going to be able to pull it off? No. I mean, they're touting this as the end of the Star Wars, Star Wars as we know it, the Skywalker saga, and without George Lucas. Now I guess they did pick his brain, but like without him being directly involved, like how are you? I don't know.
Well, he admitted that he wrote the script around Carrie Fisher's footage. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things here. I don't even know where to go. But I am 1,000% sure they were mandated to make it not suck. And listen to the fans.
That would be. I could just see that meeting. Bob Iger sits down with Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams. He's like, "Okay, guys, we got this theme park, right? We got all these $200 lightsabers. Please don't fuck this up." And what's the first thing they do? They drag out the giant space penis alien, and So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I think. I think it's probably not going to be as bad as The Last Jedi, but it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be the finale that the Star Wars saga deserves. I don't even think it's possible to give it that kind of a send-off now because they've screwed it up so badly.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I guess we're going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, rants, gaming videos, art videos, and more. This has been Neon and Geeky.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.